A Greek Tragedy, read by me, Sophia. Here we go. The scene. Omid at a stove is stirring soup. She grumbles and frowns, adds a few ingredients, then tastes the soup. Happy with the way it turned out, she turns her attention to the dismembered body lying at her feet. Enter Celia. Hate to tell you, pal, but it's generally considered rude to tell someone they're awful at what they do for a living. Dead guy offers no response. I saved this place a while back, you know. Straight up stopped it from closing with my cooking. Even invested my own money in this place to get it back off the ground. So, pal, buddy, chum, the bottom line is this. I'm not letting one bad review from a garbage critic ruin this place again. The back door opens and a part-time waitress walks in. She squints and grimaces upon seeing the dead body. Enter Cherry. Is that the critic from last week? I can see that. Why is he, dead in our kitchen? I may have slightly overreacted. So, earlier today, we're talking about his really awful review, and he's giving me feedback. I mean, he's saying awful things, so, I push him like a light shove. But this guy, he has to take everything to the extremes. He goes and slips, whacks his head on the corner of the counter. Yeah, that one right there. And he's a freaking hemorrhage, and dies. And then here I am, thinking, oh god, I just killed a man. I mean, albeit accidentally, but I guess it still counts as murder, manslaughter? So that's happening, and here I am with a dead body on the floor of my kitchen, and then I'm like, how am I supposed to get rid of this guy? I have a job to do, food to cook. So I just leave him there and I start cooking, and then it just sorta hits me. No. Wait. See, why was your first thought not to call the police or call an ambulance? Why did you wait for him to die before you started thinking about the consequences? I didn't. I did think of calling someone, but it would have been pointless. I just would have been accused of murder, and I don't have time for that. There are people to serve. She returns to stirring her soup, irritated now. No, see, this is serious. If you don't report this, then you could... Wait. What hit you? I'm sorry? Earlier you said, and then it hit me. What hit you? Oh, that. It hit me that I'm probably not going to be able to get rid of him without being caught. We live in a city, and I'm not an experienced accidental murderer. So I was brainstorming ways to get rid of him. And then I decided to dismember him? Well, yeah. As unpleasant as it was necessary. For what? You still haven't... I cooked him! Well, most of him, anyway. There's still some remains I have to get rid of. Oh my god. He's in that soup you're making, isn't he? Yep. Don't tell me you're going to serve that to people. Are you crazy? Cannibalism is illegal, see? Well, I mean, it's illegal if people know they're being cannibals. It's like opinions. They're only rude if you say them out loud. Okay, you know what? You're already so far into this that I'm not even gonna bother. I'm gonna put him in the storeroom, and he better be gone by the end of the day. You hear me? Yep, gotcha. Stop worrying, Cherry. Nothing's gonna happen. No one will know. Cherry groans and pulls the body off stage. The lights dim as Celia tastes her soup again. Chorus. Out of the pan and into the fire, as the saying goes. Murders make for a great story, but not for great business. Then add a critic with bad taste in food and a public with bad taste in idols. What better recipe for a tragedy than this? Place someone on a pedestal for long enough and they crave the attention. It costs an arm and a leg, as the saying goes. But it never mentions by whom the price must be paid. Perhaps someone else is willing to foot the bill? Sometimes one only need ask for a favor. Other times, one only need ask with a knife. Scene 2. Curtains open to Celia standing over another pot of soup, with another dead body behind her. Cherry walks in from the main dining area and nearly drops her tray upon seeing the body. See, what is that thing doing here? I ran out of meat and customers were still ordering the soup, so I had to go find more. Couldn't you have just, I don't know, replaced it with an animal? Or, better yet, you could have just said, we're out. It's not that hard to figure out, see? Yeah, but saying we're out would lose us business, and the people here want that soup specifically, so saying we're out would make them walk out. And if I replaced the meat, it would taste different. People would notice. Oh, boo-hoo. People who have never had the soup before as soup will taste slightly different. They won't even know the difference. But no, you went the uncreative route and murdered someone else. People notice murder, see? It's gonna be traced back to you somehow, and it's gonna ruin you. Uncreative? Excuse me, everything I do is in art. I was careful about it anyway. So were a bunch of other famous murderers. I guarantee they took more precaution than you did, see, because you had less than an hour while I was gone to go out and kill someone. Good murderers took it a few days at least to plan their actions, and most of them were still caught. For you, being so popular, one death, that might have been passable as legitimately an accident. You might not have even been put in jail. But 2 other murders? This could ruin your reputation, see. You'll lose your job. You'll lose the restaurant. You'll lose... I know what the repercussions could be. But I swear, I'll be fine. When I said I was careful, I wasn't kidding. Let me handle this. Handle what? What is there to handle? Exactly my point. You don't even know what's going on. Let me do my job, and you do yours. I'm the best chef there is in this town, and believe me, I'm not letting this ruin me. You're gonna be best at being in jail for life for murder if you don't quit it, see? If you're caught, I had no part in this. You hear me? None. Cherry exits, fuming. Celia turns back to the dead bodies, angry as well. The soup's gotten us so much business. All I'm trying to do is keep this place open. Doesn't she understand that all I'm doing, all I've ever done, is for the sake of this restaurant? For its place in the world? Ugh. She grabs one under the arms and hauls it toward the storage room. I'll do whatever I have to stay on top. I put too much work into this place to fail now. Lights dim as Celia reaches the storage room. Chorus. Really, Cherry, did you expect it to get better? She who believes it is morally acceptable to cook those that you kill, accidentally or not, is probably not fit to remain unsupervised, even if she is legally your boss. She holds dangerous knowledge of a delicious soup, and the choice to speak or be silent lies in her hands. In the others, a knife and a wooden kitchen spoon. The public deserves the truth, says she, while the public deserves soup, says the other. The public does not want both, they know. Scene 3. Lights rise to find Cherry sitting on a counter, rubbing her temples. Celia stands a little while away, holding a knife in her left hand and stirring another pot of soup anxiously with her right. No way. When I said I wanted no part in this, I wasn't kidding, see? Please, Cher, just one more. It's dinner rush. This'll be the last one before I figure out a replacement for tomorrow's menu. I said no, see? I'm drawing the line here. I'm not going out to murder some guy for you. You want the meat, do it yourself. Cherry, please. I have things to cook. I can't afford to leave. And I have tables to wait. Cherry hops off the counter and picks up her tray, heading toward the dining room door. Honestly, I can't believe I'm even involved in this. Debating whether or not I'd go out and murder someone for my boss to use in her soup is the last thing I would have thought about doing today. Do you know, someone asked me what the soup was made of today. Celia stops stirring the soup and grips the knife a little tighter. And what did you tell them? I lied. To their face. I said it was beef. Maybe I should have told them. Even if you had, I don't think it would have made a difference. What? I said, even if you had, I don't think it would have made a difference. I'm pretty sure it would have, see. Telling someone you're feeding them human meat is not usually considered a joke. Well, sure, for other people. You said it yourself, Chair. I'm well respected. I'm well known. I'm a great chef. Do you really think people would believe you if you said I was cooking humans? Yeah? If they didn't at first, they would think about it. It'd kill them not knowing if I was joking, and even just the suggestion could warrant them suggesting a search. And what do you think they'd find if they did do one? They'd find some pretty incriminating evidence, even if you got rid of the bodies. Your fingerprints on the knife, the bloodstains on the floor. Another employee enters briefly. And I think it would be a great idea to give everyone this Sunday off so you could get a carpet cleaner in for the dining room. And it would be a really nice day off for once, since it seems to me like we're being overworked. The employee leaves again. Really? You feel like you're being overworked? Why has no one brought this up to me before? I would have given you more days off. Celia subtly begins moving closer to Cherry. Don't change the subject, see, this is serious. I don't know what miracle helped you hide those bodies from the others, but it won't last forever. You're lucky I've cooperated as long as I have. All it would take is a suggestion from me, and it could be over for you. True, but that's also pretty easy to remedy, you know? What? How is that at all easy to remedy? I just told you that Celia quickly closes the distance between her and Cherry, and when she pulls back, Cherry has enough time to look down at the knife wound in her chest, straight through the heart, and look up, betrayed, before she collapses. I told you, Chair, it's easy. Just get rid of the witness. Celia sighs, dragging the quickly dying Cherry's body toward the stove, and locks the kitchen doors. I'm sorry about this. I really am. This isn't what I wanted it to come to. If you just listened when I told you to find me someone new, I wouldn't have had to do this. But I guess this is how it would have had to end. You would have told on me eventually, yeah? You did say you were considering it. Celia raises the knife again, almost hesitantly this time. Don't worry, I'll make you into something else. Not that soup. That doesn't seem fitting for you since you didn't like it. Nah. Something different. Something really nice, I promise. I won't put you to waste. The lights shut off abruptly when Celia brings the knife down again. The Exodus. Lights come up on a news reporter, shuffling around hurriedly, seemingly before a commercial break ends. She turns to the audience and nods before beginning to speak. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here's some interesting news. I've just received word from the local police that well-loved restaurant owner Celia Gale has been arrested for... Oh, my. She's been arrested for illegally feeding her customers human meat to cover up 3 murders that she committed. She has been taken into custody already, and the police have issued a statement saying that her restaurant is to be closed and marked for further investigation. They have also mentioned that anyone who has had soup from her establishment in the past few days should report to the police station for questioning as well, as they are currently unaware of how long this behavior could have been going on for. The latest of these foods seems to have been a type of pot pie, falsely named cherry pie despite having no clear traces of any actual cherry inside it. When questioned, strangely, Celia didn't seem to be too affected by being arrested. She was more concerned with what would become of her restaurant than the fact that she faced most likely a lifetime in prison. I am told that when news of it closing reached her, she swore she wouldn't stop cooking no matter what until she was back on top again. Does that sound like a threat to anyone else? A cannibal chef saying she wouldn't stop cooking. Unfortunately, seeing as there aren't any kitchenettes in prison cells, the event of her continuing to cook is highly improbable, and it's far more likely that she's cooked her last. I can say, though, that this is indeed a very tragic day for all of us as we watch a local hotspot close and a local sweetheart get arrested for manslaughter and murder. Hopefully this day won't bring us any more gruesome surprises. This was Channel 14 News, and now on to the weather. Cue copious amounts of applause, roses being thrown upon the stage, people cheering, "Yeah, Sophia, your tragedy was great, yeah!" And with that, the end.